What was the GamesMaster Golden Joystick?
It was what kind was it? It was a CH. Oh, I can't mind the name, but it was quite a common joystick of the time. It was damn, I should really know this. That's really bad.
It's okay. I just wanted to see if it was actually made of pure gold.
I hate to disappoint you, but it was not pure gold. It was just a bog standard 20 quid joystick.
You are smashing my dreams, sir.
Sorry.
Interesting. I cruised eBay just to see if anyone was flogging theirs on that. None. Absolutely none. So everyone must have really held on to them. Oh. You'd imagine you doled out hundreds over the years. So
do you have one yourself?
No, I don't. In terms of GamesMaster artifacts that might be worth money, I did come across the Gore Special. I've still got the Gore Special on VHS.
Yes.
And there's a DVD cover mount from GamesMaster magazine. I'm not sure if that's worth any money.
Well, keep hold of it, because I had to end up watching it on YouTube, but it's there. It was there when I last checked it. If anyone wants to check that one out, that was the one that you put on was it after midnight?
Yes.
Just so you could show the incredible amounts of gore in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And at that stage, it was into the Mortal Kombat copycats, wasn't it? So,
Tatsumi Ninja, I think.
Tatsumi Ninja, Bloodstorm. Yeah. You had top 10 fatalities, and there was some Primal Rage in there, and there was that cheesy strip poker game, and actually, it's pretty grim. Although you do actually get some full frontal nudity, so I'm very glad you did put that in After Midnight. You should have.
Night Trap.
Oh, fucking
But
Night Trap.
It also had me saying, and feel free to bleep this.
No, you don't.
Shit, piss, cunt, motherfucker, which was bleeped out. And which I was a regular phrase of mine if ever I messed something up on set. Not when we had live studio audience and
Right.
And but they did that and we bleeped out, but not quite enough. It's still pretty obvious. I say, and we did actually because the C word and the mother effing word are the two most controversial words on television, and we did have an unbleeped motherfucker. Which was a clip from an Aliens game that we had a clip of, and I remember when we played it back, we forgot to bleep it.
So it was a sound effect, and it was literally the game was shouting that. Was that a Jaguar version?
Motherfucker!
Oh.
If you've got the original Doom, you can spice it up with one of the many Doom patches available. This Alien add-on has creatures from the film, new levels, and rude sound bites. Back to our reviewers, and finally a game that everybody's heard of but never played, the tabloid-friendly Night Trap.
In Night Trap, what you basically had to do was catch the bad guys and stop them from getting to the girls. Whenever the bad guys would go near a trap, operate that and catch them. Simple, easy peasy. However, if you didn't catch them in time, they would then go on to do nasty and terrible things to the girls. As a game, it failed, because I just let the bad guys go and they went and got the girls in whatever way they saw fit.
Adrian Price, proof that playing video games doesn't turn you into a complete arse.
So what were some of your favourite guests throughout the years?
Do you know, I have to say, I know this is very unhip, I liked having Robbie Williams on from Take That. It was the first of many times my paths crossed with Mr. Williams over the years, and there was always great fun to be had between us. He was a really, really nice guy. He was a really, really funny guy. Vic Reeves in Series 2, when he came on to play the comic relief game, which was
Sleepwalker. Terrible. And he failed as well, and yet sort of managed to keep his head up.
But, I mean, meeting him was just, that was such a treat, because he was just the funniest, most surreal guy in the world.
That's nice.
And I always remember when I said to him about whether he had a fear of snakes, because there was a snake in the game or something.
Oh, yes, yeah.
The thing that breathes through their teeth is something I fear, breathes through their tongue, or it was something.
Yes,
funny.
yes.
In terms of, as the series went on, it honestly, genuinely was more and more about, right, who do we really fancy just now?
Kathy Dennis, get her on.
Kathy Dennis.
Josie Lawrence, nice.
But Zoe Ball was just the absolute number.
Was she like really foul as well, similar to you, and she was sort of throwing them back at you?
Oh, she was filth incarnate. he was playing it. It was some motorbike arcade game, and she was all in leather. And for some reason, we decided that show was going to be a cross-dressing show. And myself and Kirk Hughes, the co-commentator, we were dressed as women.
Not for the first time.
No,
because you were just a woman for the panto one.
Yeah, and it was all just jokes about slipping one in from behind with Zoe Ball, and she was playing along with them, and she was phenomenal.
Tell me you said something about riding on a chopper.
Yes, of course I would have.
Okay.
And when at Wigfield we had on, when I married Wigfield.
God, that dates it.
Another great performance from Kirk Ewing as the vicar. And what was funny about that one was, Wigfield, being European, just didn't have a clue what we were doing, right? She was like, what is happening? I'm supposed to be doing this video game thing? We're getting married? What?
Yes, you did marry Wigfield.
I remember that. Yeah.
And,
I was thinking, hang on, did Dom actually marry Wigfield? Oh, no, it was on the show.
Yeah. And there was a lot of times because of the sheer technical nightmare that we had of rigging up like arcade games to get a television signal meant the show so dangerously close to just running out of time every single day. And I remember the Wickfield one. We literally had 60 seconds to record the final link, and I'd written the script for Kirk, and Kirk had a really annoying habit of just wandering off line. And it was like, right, so Kirk, all you've got to say is, do you, Dominik, blah, 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 take you, Wigfield, blah, 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 you may kiss the bride. And he's doing it, I'm running out of time, and I'm getting the big wind-up from the flow manager going, that's it, the electricians are about to cut the signal, it's the last day of filming, we're going to be screwed. And then Kirk comes to the last line, and he says, you may now tongue the bride. And that's that we had to go out with that thing, and luckily it went over Wigfield's head a little bit. And so, yes, that was one of...
Series 5, Episode 13, 1995, if anyone wants to check that one out.
So then, on the flip side, did anyone point blankly turn you down, and what were some of the worst guests?
I don't really know the answer to the first one. We didn't get turned down by a lot of people.
This is strange.
I was gutted that I never managed to get Manic Street Preachers on. They were huge fans of the show. I started hanging out with them as a result of the fact they loved GamesMaster so much, and I had a video games column in Smash Hits at the time. And I kept going on about the Manics every single week, and then finally I got to meet them, and we did what was then their first ever kind of mainstream interview back in like 93 or something, 93 something. But I desperately tried. They were so keen to come on, and it was just scheduling conflicts for literally 6 years in a row, and we could not get them on. So I was gutted about that. But in terms of who was the most unpleasant, two people, head and shoulders above the rest. Mr. Motivator and Vinnie Jones.
Two very similar men, clearly.
Well, for our American public, they will probably know Vinnie Jones by now, but Mr. Motivator, you've got to explain what Mr. Motivator was.
So, was he just foul-mouthed?
There's an American equivalent, isn't there? The kind of little fat guy with the curly hair who's a bit of a fitness guru on American TV, and his name escapes me, Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons, that's it. Mr. Motivator was basically like the black British version of Richard Simmons.
Overly upbeat, come on, let's get it working, people.
Leotard, yeah.
Yeah, big smiles on breakfast TV, nicest guy in the world.
Bag.
Hey, not when the cameras aren't rolling, he wasn't. He was
really?
Total... What a miserable bastard. He was just the grumpiest. Can we get going? Are we ready to get, can we do this now?
Well, he was motivating you, effectively.
He was the most demotivational in the world. Vinnie Jones was, Vinnie Jones is exactly as you would imagine.
Terrifying.
He's very, very scary. He is very gruff and very financially orientated. Like I say, we often had things that overran in the show. And Vinny was very different. Vinny would just sit in his trailer, become, I'm sorry, Vinny, we're running half an hour after. 500 quid. and he just held us to ransom all the time. We'd come in, sorry, we're still running over there. Number 500.
I'm trying to imagine you standing up to Vinnie Jones, and I'm getting that episode of Extras where Ross Kemp pissed him off accidentally. He's like, oh, you odd? And like, no.